Yeah.
Okay, Bob, can you tell everybody what this group is, why we're here, and a little about yourself?
Sure, more than glad to. Thank you. So I'm the one that started this crazy thing over 3 years ago. I think Phil Wolfstein was in the original. I don't remember who else was in there, but that's.
I've been around a while.
Oh yeah. You've been in it from the close to the beginning too. So great group of people. So we call this a mastermind referral group. And just to give you an idea, last week alone, we did 22 referrals, which is a big number, right? Bill, did you have a chance to put a couple of referrals in? I didn't look.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
yeah,
you
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll have to go once the show starts running. Oh, got another gentleman. So, anyways, it's a referral group, and I've got a referral software that we use, and it's really working well. And all of a sudden, I've developed the software several years ago, and all of a sudden now everybody is starting to jump in and use the software. So that's a good thing. You know, I've done studies, just understand why I think the way I'm thinking. Several years ago, I did a study to see where most people get their business from. And Harvard Business Review, Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes Magazine came out and said the vast majority of people get their business based on referrals. By the time it gets to you, the referral, they're already sold on you. So everybody familiar with BNI?
Right.
Okay.
All
I
too familiar.
use the BNI motto of givers gain. And the first thing you want to do when you meet somebody is ask them how you can help them. Find out what vocations they want to meet. Okay. And in the process of doing that, if you can give them a referral to somebody, they're already sold on you. So you don't have to sell yourself. Right? Isn't that the game? So,
Oh yeah.
okay, so I'm done talking. We'll leave it to Mr. Scott Harrell, who started co-hosting this group.
Okay, thank you,
Last
Bob.
week. All yours.
Thanks everyone for being here. This is our weekly Zoom meeting for the Mycity group. Some of you are official members, some of you are guests. Welcome all. And what Bob made reference to is mycity.com is a website that you can get signed up for that provides a pathway to doing referrals. Our primary mode of referrals is through LinkedIn. So many of you may have found or gotten an invite via LinkedIn, which is still the premier business networking tool. So what we're going to do today, we'll have a guest speaker, but we'll first take about 60 seconds per person to tell us who you are, what your business is, and who you might be looking for in terms of referrals. And I'm going to start this morning with Betty.
Thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. I'm Betty Withrow, the Writer's Launchpad. I do all things writing. I have book creation, a ghostwriter, an author coach, editing, video scripting, and so forth. So anything that's related to communication, I either do it or I know someone who does it and collaborate with them, such as my friend Roy Dickon, who is here today. We're in a collaboration called Total Traffic and Conversion, and we provide effective marketing solutions for business owners that give them what they really need. I'm looking for people who have a ton of knowledge they need to share, and that includes high-level coaches who have tons of information they need to get out, and scientists who are involved in emerging knowledge about consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Russell Lookadoo.
Good morning, folks. Russell Lookadoo here in Sherman Oaks, California. I'm the HR guy for small business. I'm looking to work with any business owners who wants to align their team with their dream. I believe that every business owner has a passion around what they do. They went into business to have a payroll. Of course not. When they start hiring to replace themselves, they make two big mistakes. And then the person I'm looking for is going, my employees are driving me nuts. So either the direct connection with those folks or their advisors, fractional executives, CPAs, bookkeepers, individuals that help them and are frustrated that they can't answer questions. So Russell Lookadoo, the HR guy for small business, aligning the team with the dream.
Thank you, Russ. And I'm going to ask, if you're not speaking, if you could mute yourself, please. And I'm going to next ask that we hear from Mary Gallagher. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Mary Gallagher. Thanks for having me. It's my first time. I'm an actor, a writer, and a stand-up comedian, and I'm here. And I've been on shows like Friends, The West Wing, Grey's Anatomy. I've been a professional performer for about 30 years. And as I'm sure you guys know, with the Screen Actors Guild and Writers Guild strike going on, I'm looking for more corporate work as a stand-up comedian. I've been on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I'll put my website in the chat if that's okay. And yeah, I'm just kind of looking to see how you guys connect and just trying to kind of put myself out there and see how I might help you. Thanks for having me.
Who would
Mary,
you like to be for vocation?
just as an aside, is that I listed and sold a couple of years ago the Ice House over in Pasadena. I don't know if you know Bob Fisher.
I do.
Yeah, so it's great. Of course, now it's it's a new owners over there, but I haven't been there since the new club. But hopefully, I'll see you there sometime.
You would like it there. It's got I don't know if you know this, but it's got very much a VIP kind of vibe. So it's kind of more about the audience's experience now than it is more about the stand-up. But yeah, it's kind of a new world happening over there. But I was there for the first week, and it's such an iconic place where Steve Martin used to perform first time.
Everybody, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Well,
Pleasure.
great to see you this morning. Thank you.
Okay, Sally Gimmon. Good morning.
Thank you. I'm sorry about earlier.
No problem.
I'm just outside Charlotte, North Carolina. I work with investors and 1099 income earners to save federal taxes legally with the Spendthrift Trust. Last week from this meeting, I had 2 referrals, or I talked to 2 people from the meeting with great outcomes. I don't know how you guys tag that or do that. But my goal is to work with JV partners to help people save as much money as they can on taxes, because I learned it and everybody should know about the Spendthrift Trust. I put my contact information in there and also about the charitable trust. So to help people learn more information.
I think I mentioned previously that last week, Sally, that I think you would be a perfect guest speaker if you'd like to maybe schedule with us a 10-minute presentation.
I would love to. I appreciate
great.
that. Thank you, Scott.
All right, thank you. William K. Balish, is that the correct
There you go.
pronunciation?
Hello, everyone.
morning.
William Bausch, New York City. I'm a travel agent for your boxes, shipping and logistics. So I work with e-commerce all the way up to enterprise to cut the costs, position them better against the competition, and help them grow their business and fix the problems as they come along. I deal with, like I said, e-commerce, startups all the way to enterprise. They all have different issues, different concerns, but ideally I'm looking for shippers that ship 50 pieces a week or more. I work with less than that, but there's just really getting them set up and running.
Excellent.
Fantastic. All right, next up, Roger Lopez. Good morning, Roger.
Hey, good morning, everybody. First time here. Bob shared, him and I have been connected for a few years now. I've been running my LinkedIn. I write reverse mortgages. I've been writing reverse for about 15 years. Strong title background. Wrote forward loans at Countrywide for quite a while as well. So I've been in this industry 30 years plus, and looking to network with people, referrals. To sum it up, it'd be equity rich and cash poor. Market is tough right now. Lending limits have gone change, meaning we can lend less money to borrowers due to the higher interest rates. It's been a challenging year. But let's be sure to God woke me up this morning. It's a great way to start a day, and one day at a time, do my best, and start again tomorrow. So pleasure to be here, and thank you.
If people don't understand reverse, definitely talk to Roger. It is, I preach reverse to a lot of people because, the way the economy is, they've got equity in their homes, all sorts of things that they can leverage to do it. It's just a total misconception. Right? Isn't that what goes on?
It's not the product that it used to be. It's a wonderful product that I've written hundreds of loans in my career, and seriously improved or quantitatively improved the lives of many families. So it's not for everybody, but there's a real pocket out there of seniors who literally are living on crumbs and they can't afford a normal payment, and we could step in and write a loan and free up their financial horizon. So if I didn't believe it, I couldn't sell it.
All right, very good. Where are you based, Roger?
Southern California. I work for Longbridge Financial, a national lender. I was at AEG for 10 years, but as we know, they kind of went, they sold, and can't say they went belly up. There was a coup. There's a coup that took place. It's unfortunate how it all played out, but we all got caught up in it from AEG. So my license right now is in the state of California, but I could pretty much talk to anybody, at least present the product. And, if I can't find it, if they're out of state and I'm not licensed, I can certainly find a home for it. But primarily in Southern California right now, where my office is at in Covina. And of course, I have the luxury from working at home as well.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, we have a guest who's, I think it's Abby, posing as the clone of, well, let's go with you, Abby. But there's another person who looks like Betty by name, but has a different hairdo. So let's go with Abby first, and then you, our other guest, will be next. Okay. Thank you, Abby. Good morning.
Well, thank you, Scott, for letting me be here today. I am located 2.5 hours north of Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Wow. I'm
living in the woods, loving it.
I know that Neil Young song. It's a town in North Ontario.
I'm going to start off with a question. What would happen if your computer crashed right now, and how would it affect your business? I can work on your computer from anywhere and zoom in to give your computer more life. I open people up to the enjoyment of their Windows computer, Mac, and Linux too. I work for you, so let me turn your computer frowns into smiles. I'm very knowledgeable on many software and hardware and safety options. My clients often refer to me as heavenly as a result of my patience. I have a tech Q&A every first Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. So bring your tech problems overwhelming you and book a tech call with me now. Back to you, Scott. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Very nice. I like the
Abby, can I ask you, how do you bill? Are you on an hourly basis, or do you maintain a monthly service agreement? How does it work?
I have both. I have a professional plan, which is geared to helping people monthly maintain their computers, give them performance, and reduce the risk of crashes. The idea is that I will know ahead of time, okay, we got to watch out for this problem, or we work on the problem, etc. And then, of course, I have an hourly, and all of it's on a prepaid basis.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And you're up. Tell us who you are.
Abby, if I can ask you a question. Gotta apologize. Let me ask Abby a real quick question. Do you work with solopreneurs, individuals as well that are their own company?
I work with everyone from a hobbyist to business professionals to small corporations. I typically work from anywhere up to basically about 5 computers in one location. So it's anybody. My common customer is typically business people over 40.
That's probably most of us here.
Yeah.
If you're,
No offense to you.
you're under
youngsters
40,
and-
get out of the group.
No, please stay. We need you. Okay, thank you very much. Any more questions before we move on? Beautiful. Okay, let's continue, please.
Okay, good morning. I'm Lori Hastings, and although it looks like I'm Betty, I was actually referred by Betty. So I probably got that name coming through her link. So thank you, Betty, for the invitation. I appreciate it. Happy to be here this morning. I'm an executive high performance leadership coach. I work with organizations, business owners, and solopreneurs. And my gift is really just keeping the leadership teams coached up and solid so that they can keep their teams coached up. And most people are coming to me because they've transitioning from a role. So they're either moving up the ladder or a lateral move, or they're moving into corporate or out of corporate. So they're in transition and they want to help navigate that new transition. I'm in Seattle, Washington, and I do all my coaching virtual.
Excellent. Any
All right, great.
particular vocation that you work with more than others?
You know, I'm usually, my sweet spot tends to be in organizations of between 50 and 250 employees. That tends to be my sweet spot. But it's sort of changing a little bit more because so many people are coming out of corporate and wanting to start their own businesses, that I'm working with small business owners also just on how do I build leadership presence, what is leadership, and how do I get this team set up that I don't have or that I do have and it needs help.
Very good.
Okay, great. Lori, could you please put your contact information in the chat so we can get in touch with you, and if you can include your LinkedIn.
Yeah, I certainly will. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, next up, I see Phil Wolfstein. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it's Phil Wolfstein with Zoom Business Brokers. I'm a certified business broker, and what I do is I help business owners find qualified buyers for their business. I'm the guy that works with business advisors, financial advisors, CPAs, and coaches to help that business, ideally help that business owner prepare for an exit, for the sale of their business. One of the biggest life decisions that owner operator is going to make. It's a big deal emotionally, financially, and everywhere else, but I will do the broker opinion of value, address the question of what's my business worth on today's market, arm's length to a qualified buyer. That's the basis to either list the business and go to market, or it becomes a benchmark for professionals to work with that business owner towards the goal of achieving that value or having a successful exit. And of course, during that process, working also with financial advisors, tax advisors, to get the best possible outcome for the business owner and the seller from a tax standpoint and into retirement financial planning. So always part of a team. I'm not a solo doing anything, as I'm working with professionals like yourself, like we have in this group here, in order to have that client move through that very important stage of owning a business into a successful sale and retirement.
Where are you looking?
I'm in Los Angeles, a national scope, but my focus is really in LA, greater LA area, Southern California. And typically our focus is on companies doing about $500,000 to $20 million in sales, typically an owner with a few employees to 50 employees and a solid layer of management. The strike point for Zoom Business Brokers is what I do, but we do larger businesses as well, M&A stuff.
I had some good friends way back in the day, VR business brokers. Maybe, you
Yeah.
know, Fred and Dave Spot. I knew those guys. They're still good friends of mine, but that's what they did. Sold gas stations and all kinds of things.
Yeah, a lot of the key players all came from VR business, but that's sort of like before the 2008 recession. There was a core group of very talented people, and the industry kind of fragmented after that. And they all went out and started their own operations. But yeah,
Good
well
stuff.
known.
Phil has a tremendous Rolodex, to use a archaic term. So if you just want to talk to someone who's really well connected, I would recommend you spend some time with Phil. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to hear from Twyla Grigsby. Good morning, Twyla.
Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hi. My name is Twyla. I'm currently in Dayton, Ohio. I relocated to Dayton 2 years ago because of the pandemic. I was in California for over 25 years, but and it's not me, it's my team. We consider ourselves the financial services disruptors, where 99% of the country have no idea how to manage their money and where to put their money to create wealth for themselves. So what I'm doing is trying to look for people who are willing to go out there and help and teach people about financial literacy so they can invest and save their money in the right place. Thank you.
Okay. So how do you like living in Ohio compared to California?
Oh, Jesus. I actually grew up here in Dayton, Ohio. I was in Cerritos, California for over 25 years. We have our offices in 3300 Irvine Boulevard and on Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton. But I miss the progressiveness in California, where you can go to the beach or you can go to Big Bear. But I grew up here, and my mom was sick. I came to help her. I thought she was going to get better, and I was coming back to Cali, but she and the big fella had a different plan. So now there's probate court and everything you learn when you're in financial services, right? The trust, not having the trust, and long-term care and things that we should prepare for. Anyway.
I grew up in Pico Rivera, right by Cerritos.
Say that again?
Yeah, I know Cerritos very well. Golf and stuff.
My daughters went to school. My son, they went to Gar High School and Cerritos High School. So
yeah,
I was there in 95, yeah.
Cerritos Mall when it opened up way back in the day.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, thanks for being here, Twyla. And
thank you for
if
inviting
you
me.
haven't yet, please post your info in the chat box.
Okay, thank you.
And next, I'd like to hear from Melissa. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. So Bob's been trying to get me to come to the group for a while. I finally said yes. I'm in Palmdale, which is an hour north of Los Angeles. Nothing here, except snow in the wintertime. I've been a bookkeeper since I was 16, but when the pandemic hit, I kind of lost all my clients. So I now work with victims of human trafficking. I also hope to educate our elementary schools and middle schools because the target age is between 8 and 17, preferably 8 to 12. And then I also marry people. So you adapt. You either adapt and move on, or you freeze in place and go nowhere. And that's, in today's world, that's not just something that's possible, not with children and trying to be better.
So who would you like to meet as a possible client?
I work with anyone. I specialized in accounts receivables and accounts payables. Small businesses are my preferred. They're just easier. And I also fully believe in having a CPA work with your bookkeeper. You should never put all your eggs in one basket. You never know who's unfortunately stealing your money. I've seen it time and again, so I always stress, even if you hire me, have a backup, because you need to make sure that I'm being honest, and I need to make sure that they're being honest. It's just better that way. It's safer. I also marry people or would really love speaking engagements at schools to to let people know, because unfortunately it is here in America.
Thank you so much, Melissa. All right, let's hear now from Roy to Cam. Morning, Roy.
Hi, I'm Roy Dickin. I'm near Raleigh, North Carolina, and I make it possible for business owners and entrepreneurs to be found online consistently by their ideal prospects. And I'm working with a number of clients with Betty. So she has her expertise, I have mine, and together we create a better solution. So it's nice to collaborate with someone else. And she is excellent at what she does. So I'm really happy to be able to do that. I work with people all the way from starting side hustles all the way up to medium-sized businesses. And I'm looking for people that are not being found often enough online, and they have to either pay for people to be found, or they have to make phone calls or other mechanisms. It's a lot better when people find you.
Sounds
That's
like
all I got.
another topic we should have as a guest host. So I know a lot of us, well, I'm sure everyone's online, and I'm guessing probably most of us wish we had some better tools and better strategies in place. So thank you for joining us.
Thank
It's
you,
awesome.
Scott.
We've got two in North Carolina and one from North Carolina. And that's the first in this forum. So great to have everybody here. Thanks. Maury Zelkovich, you're up, sir.
Thank you very much. Hey, everybody. I hope you're well. And it's always nice to be here. My name is Maury Zelkovich, and I'm the world's first and only brainwave entrainment engineer. I spent the first 40 years of my life wanting to be dead, and I found a way out. And now I help you and others to help themselves by creating proprietary systems that optimize your minds and brains so you can optimize your life. I'll put my info in the chat. If anyone wants to know more about this super easy to use modern technology that helps you to help yourself, I'm more than happy to be there for you. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Maury. Mitchell Posen, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, everybody. I am Mitchell Posen. I am here on behalf of Ducere Global Education, which is a company that provides business degrees, both undergraduate bachelor degrees, which can be obtained in 2 years total, not just 2 years on paper, and MBAs. I'm looking for people who either want a business degree because they are a business owner and would like that additional education, or businesses, HR departments that would like to use this as a means of attracting and retaining quality people. Some of the selling points of a Ducere degree are that, as I said, it's fast. You can do it in fewer years than a normal one. It is inexpensive. The entire cost ranges from $6,000 to $14,000. The US government will rebate any employer $5,250 a year towards that, any employer that's paying for their employees' education. And it is focused purely on business. There's no gen ed requirements, and specifically on the business that somebody's already in. So it's all project based, and the student can design their own project. So if they're in, for instance, marketing, all their projects can have to do with marketing and not to do with something that is, in a typical MBA program, you're going to be dealing with issues in businesses that have no relation to what you're actually doing. So this can all be focused on something that you're already doing. That makes it, number one, more interesting, and number two, easier after a long day at work to focus on something that you're already doing as opposed to shifting gears entirely. So I've put my information in the chat. I'm looking for business coaches, business owners, HR departments, and anybody who wants more education.
Thank you, Mitchell. I know we have a mutual friend who is engaged in a MBA program, and he's doing it in 1 year. And he's
that
told me
yes,
he's
that-
learned a lot.
Yeah, that
And-
particular friend. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly who you mean. And yeah,
Sheldon.
he's doing the East London. There, all of these are affiliated with European universities. He's doing the East London one, and yeah, and he's very enthusiastic about it.
Great. I've always wanted an MBA. It's just kind of like an inevitability, but once you leave college, it's harder to get back in, but this is a fantastic opportunity. So you should
Yeah, this
definitely
makes it a
talk to
lot
Mitchell.
easier. You're not like trying to juggle, being a full-time worker and a full-time student. You can kind of get some
Integrate with
overlap,
your
at
life,
least
yeah.
mentally.
Okay, thank you so much, Mitchell. Good morning, Mr. Alan Holmes. Mr. Networker.
Oh, let's see here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, I had to get myself off of mute playing with. Good morning, all these incredible professionals here. My name is Alan Holmes. I'm out of Southern California. I specialize in connecting business owners, whether they're home-based or storefront, entrepreneurs, those who have the new idea, the new book, and technology, or the everyday consumer. In short, I call myself a human search engine. I love to collaborate and connect. My focus on various different things, but brand awareness, lead generation, customer acquisition and retention, income acceleration, and collaborative networking is what I focus on the most. I'll put a couple of my resources in the chat here, but I meet anybody from nonprofits to veterans. I'm a veteran myself, so I love veterans. There's various individuals I meet on a regular basis. I met a gentleman this morning, for example. He has a TV show. He's looking to getting those who have content out there. So I never knew I'm going to meet. And I'll just finish this by saying that I spent a great week week with Bob, feeding all the content was coming in from LinkedIn and answering, figuring out how I can put them in front of individuals. So it's my honor and privilege to meet each one of you. And thank you so much for being here, and just to kind of finish the collaboration on part of, the sense of what I do and why I love collaborating is Russell did a disc profile. Ask him what that is. It kind of shows you exactly who you are as an entrepreneur and a business owner, and it really opened my eyes a lot. So thank you, Russell, for putting that together for me, and the rest of you all of you have an amazing Friday. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here.
Okay, thanks so much. Now let's hear from Kalichi Amadi. Hopefully I said that correctly.
Oh, sorry. Actually, it's Kalechi Amadi. That's fine. It's good enough. Close. Definitely. Nice to see you. I've been having a conversation with at least one person in here. It's Mr. Wolfstein. There, Phil. Nice to see you. Definitely. And also Bob, of course. I met Bob, and we're working together. Definitely a great person to help me out here with Mycity and everything. But my company is called Netcozy Holdings Incorporated. It's two parts. It's Netcozy 50 Homes Luxury Properties and Netcozy 2050 Motorsports. We do 20 to 50% off the market price for any property or project on the market when it's related to real estate or off-market property. So if a property costs $2 million, we get the same property for the buyer for between $1 million and $1.6 million. They save $400,000 to $1 million there, and also the seller's agent gets and the buyer's agent both get the commission that they get. So standard was 3% commission still. And we when it comes to motorsports, we do things like I said, 20-50% off the market price for yachts, jets, supercars, luxury vehicles. Also, we do concerts and events and things like art, entertainment, shipping, equipment leasing, then like also raceway and team development, those kind of things. My attorney, his last position before he came to my company, he was the lead attorney at Intel. So we're a technology company, and we have a lot of things as far as to offer that are technology based, like products that we're going to be putting on the market. We have a large scale sales and marketing system, which Bob's going to be helping us work on. So we're, like I said, we basically have a lot of things, upcoming projects and stuff with different people, whether it's real estate or whether it's other things. I was down at Pagani yesterday trying to get our services picked up there, but out here in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, Pagani, Beverly Hills. And I was over at Ford Lincoln down in South Bay earlier. I was talking to people over there earlier, and they are going to be carrying our services in store there. But definitely also we work with people over in real estate all throughout Los Angeles and different parts of the country, as well as over in Mexico. The last video we shot with Mycity was with the real estate agent we work with who has properties in Playa del Carmen and all over Mexico. Her name is Sabrina Tarnico. But yeah, definitely, if you need any, like I said, especially financing stuff, we do in NAR stuff and conventional stuff and creative financing as well. So through the real estate or the realtor who is my partner, Leslie, and definitely. So if you guys are looking for any type of financing, definitely we can provide a spectrum of stuff and like a lot of solutions for things like I said, like interior design and remodeling, those things as well. In case we do also lien erase and other services, but that's Netcozy Motorsports. That's Netcozy, NETCOZY Motorsports. Netcozy 20-50motorsports.com.
Wow, that's quite a roster. And I'm a guy who's into classic and collectible cars, so we'll have to talk. But Kleshy, thank you so much.
Definitely.
If you could please put some of that info in the chat, and then everybody can copy and paste that. Really appreciate it.
I'll do that. Thanks.
Kleshy's pretty intent on meeting somebody.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Okay, I'm looking at Burke Franklin next. Good morning, Burke.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Burke Franklin, Business Power Tools up in Santa Barbara, California. You know, way back when the SBA, the Small Business Administration. What? My sound okay? The SBA did a study of the proverbial, 4 out of 5 businesses that failed, and they found that 65% of them didn't have a business plan. And a friend of mine was selling his engineering software at Apple, and Apple wanted to see his business plan because he was a small company. And they wanted to be sure that his company could handle a big deal. They could live long enough to develop and support the product. So having, I worked for the Sharper Image Catalog. I worked for Texas Instruments in the past, and I sold word processors. But I put together a business plan for him, and he got the deal. And so I helped people over the next year with their business plans to raise capital, to get their act together, to sell their product. And about a year into this thing, I thought I'm going to scream if I see another crappy business plan that was written by like it was written by a college student trying to BS their way through a paper. Because investors want details. Everybody wants details. You can't BS your way through this thing. But I thought, why don't I just take all this content I've developed and make a template that you can use do it yourself. And this has evolved. It turned into my Biz Plan Builder business planning software. And that's been evolving over the last 30 years. And I've sold a couple million copies of it. And people have this misconception that business plans are just for startups. And they morph from a startup. That's a great place. That's the best time to write a business plan when you start your business, but the next best time is now. And so it morphs into a strategic plan, call it a playbook. It's for funding. If you need, because you got to explain to the investors why now, and how much money do you need, and what, all that. And so the business plan evolves. We added a marketing plan, we added a PR plan, we added an employee handbook. It became Business Power Tools. And now it's an online dashboard that enables you to actually do all this stuff and make it easy, because it's not fun to write a business plan but when you start realizing you got these problems with the business, or look at Bud Light. Obviously, the people who did Bud Light did not understand their market. And so you want to start with who your customers are and what problem you solve. And you really can't do strategic planning without considering all the other moving parts and the people involved. And you want to engage your team because you want them engaged. Anyway, I can go on. BusinessPowerTools.com, online dashboard, everything works alike, works together. And the templates are pre-scripted, written for you, and inspire you how to change it. And you'll learn something and end up with a great business model. BusinessPowerTools.com.
Thank you, Bert. Delightful as always. And let's hear from our friend Frank Garcia. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. amazing just to hear from everybody what they do and how they do it. Frank Garcia, Insurance KO. I've been in the benefit business for 25 plus years. Recent success story, we just finished doing the benefits for an employer group that had 19 employees, and he was losing his employees because they had to qualify for Medi-Cal, and that started in April. So he wanted to do group medical so he could keep them working for him. He didn't want to lose some of his valuable employees. Another success story I have is I have a business owner that bought a business recently in Corona, and he needed to do key man life insurance for the funding of the loan that he was having done through the bank to purchase the business. Another success story we're having is we're currently now working with a person who does loans for him and his wife, and they're within probably 10 years of retirement, and they wanted to get long-term care insurance. So we're in the process of finding the best plan for them and getting that done. And the last situation I'll explain to you that we do is I have an individual that was referred to us that we transferred a little over $1 million from his investments, which he was not getting the correct advice, to our RIA, who's with Fidelity, and he's got an inherited IRA. So that has to all be rolled over to be done properly, which is he was getting the wrong advice, which would create a huge tax issue. So those are some of the things we've done. I've been doing it, as I say, for a long time. I have a staff here that helps me take care of the employer groups and helps them keep their benefit plans in place and serviced. And my motto is Frank Garcia at Insurance KO, where we knock out your problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. All right, let's hear now from Maria Guevara.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm just so excited of being here with this group. Actually, what I do, I am a consultant and a coach. I'm an educator too and a speaker. What I do is I help businesses actually optimize their resources and enhance their brand. I just want to piggyback with Burke Franklin. I totally agree that with businesses, they do need a business plan. Some of them, get established, but after a year or two, they have problems because they don't have a stage or a phase or a plan to work on. So what I do for those businesses is either I help them, review this current business plan that they have, make adjustments to improve and optimize the resources they have to lower down costs and improve their profits. At the same time, I look at marketing operations. I look at the big picture of the business, once again, to improve their bottom line. So I specialize in brand management. I do business development, sales and marketing strategies. At the same time, I also do a coaching for leaders. So my name is Maria Guevara. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Maria. And where are you located, by the way?
I'm over in Camarillo, California.
Okay. Great, thank you. Good morning. Good to see you again, Corey Northington. Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you, Scott. My name is Corey Northington. I'm based here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm an independent associate of Legal Shield, PPLSI. I've been with my company as of next month, for 14 years. So I help basically empower individuals, families, and small business owners with a portfolio of legal and identity theft coverages. So whether you're trying to get your will done for yourself, or you're trying to incorporate your business, or if you need an attorney to look over documents and contracts. We also do employee benefits. So I can go in and talk to employers with employees, whether they a standard W-2 or a 1099. And me, I'm just here to also connect and help grow each one of y'all if I can. So as a business connector, so I spend part of my time networking with different business owners across the country and somewhat internationally too. So I left my information in the chat. So I'm on LinkedIn, Alignable, and just want to say thank you, Bob, once again for inviting me. And I hope everybody here is enjoying their Friday. And I'll turn it back over to you, Scott.
Thank you, Corey. It's great to have you back. I think it's pretty awesome that you're coming from Alabama and you're marketing all over the country, and wish you much success. And next we want to hear from Alan Laser. that your real name, Ellen? You're muted.
Sorry about that.
There you
Thank you
go.
so much. It is my
Mm.
real name. There was
Okay.
an E in it about 200 years ago. They dropped the E, and it actually referred to like a tenant farmer. So if you think of a leaser as opposed to lacer, that's where it comes from. Anyway, I'm here representing Tech Empower. We're a software services company in Los Angeles. And we do 2 or 3 things. We do classic software development. You have a business or startup, and you need a software product, we can do that for you. We also do technical due diligence and technical review. So if you're selling your business, we can act as third-party auditors to demonstrate that your product does what it says it does and is, technically has technical merit. Or if you're an investor and you want to invest in a business, we can do a third-party audit for you and tell you whether it's any good or not, at least from a technical standpoint. We're super excited about the future of AI. We've got a bunch of AI projects going on right now. It's been a real boost for us this year. And, I'm just looking to meet as many people as I can to see if we can help them with the exciting world that is coming up here in software.
And where are you located?
The company is in Los Angeles, but after COVID, a lot of people moved to different areas. So we have employees in New York City, we have employees in Georgia, we have employees in Wisconsin, and we have employees all over Southern California now.
Fantastic. I didn't notice your contact info in the chat, so if you...
I'm dropping it right now.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Looks like we just lost Aaron, although there's one. He had 2 connections, but he looks like he had to go. Aaron, are you still here? I'm guessing he left. Okay, so I'll real quick just give my 30 seconds. I'm Scott Harrell, my business LifeTree Prosperity. I'm a consultant specializing in business overhead cost reduction and also some employee benefits, as well as insurance planning that includes life, health, and Medicare. And I'm delighted to be here with you all. And we've got maybe 7 minutes left, so I'm going to ask Bob if there's any information he'd like to relay to the group, or we could just throw it out to some group discussion.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So recently I started doing testimonials, and with our dear friend, Aaron dropped off for some reason.
Yeah, he's gone. So
technical problems. So I started doing testimonials with people and getting other individuals in our groups to do testimonials on people they know from the group. And then what we do is we help to promote that on LinkedIn. And man, is this taking off. So I think Russell Lookadoo is at 150 views of a testimonial that he did on me. So I'm getting some real nice exposure from that. So it's good stuff. Look, the purpose of this group, I've been managing LinkedIn accounts for 16 years now. And it's, when I first started, it was 350 million members, and now there are over 930 million. So one of the things I always talk about, you can't do one thing anymore. You have to do everything. So what we also do for our clients is we research in October of 2018, by the way, when you requested a download on your LinkedIn connections, up to that point, you used to get all the content information, the phone numbers, city, state, zip codes, email address, etc. Now all you get as of October 2018 is name and vocation. So I went out immediately and I hired a crew of people, 6 people, they're still working for me, that will do research of your connections. So Now you can call them, now you can text them, now you can email them, you know, all these factors that LinkedIn took away, we've given back. And it's valuable. I mean, I use it every single solitary day to make sure that I'm connecting with people. My business has stayed extremely stable as a result of the doing the research and being able to contact people. It's hard to get in touch with people now, isn't it? Aren't you finding that? Any of you having
There's
any
so
problem?
many different ways to reach people, and some seem to work better than others.
And people today seem to be less responsive. Is that, are you all finding that? See, let's have some feedback here. You finding people are less responsive?
Yes.
So you got to use every tool in the trade to get in touch with these people. So if people do not respond to me on LinkedIn, then what I'll do is I'll email them, I'll send them a text message, I'll call them. And if they're non-responsive, they're more likely not a responsive type of person that you want as a connection. So they're out there collecting names, they're not doing anything with it. So that's my big gig.
I find that a lot of people on LinkedIn don't respond even when you first write to them. So that's why I do lives on LinkedIn.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
it's a changing environment too, right? As we keep moving forward with artificial intelligence and all that, there's definitely some transitions that are going on in terms of moving forward, right? So gotta use all the tools in the trade. How many of you, here's a good question for people. How many of you are heavily involved in artificial intelligence? See a show of hands.
Heavily involved. I mean, I'm using it. I don't know if it's heavily involved, but using
Yeah,
it
not
daily with
heavily.
Chat GPT-4. I mean, I'd say, you know, for productivity, to make things faster, more efficient, better, probably 3 to 5 times a day.
Okay, are you getting feedback from the artificial intelligence?
No, I'm using it as a resource to make the, you know, if I want to write something or I need information or I want to put together, give me the 5 key points, with whatever it may be. It's just very efficient to get that like a draft, a rough draft, and then I can edit it, put it out. I spend a lot less time having to think about it. I don't know if that's a good thing, but you spend a lot less time thinking about it and more time focused on solving the problem or generating an opportunity.
One of the things I talk about is it's one thing, if you're trying to use artificial intelligence to grow your business, you still have to get it distributed. And I brought this up at several different meetings. How do you get the word out about something that you're writing? You still have to get it distributed, right? So whether you call them, email them, do whatever you're going to do to get the word out, that's really the key to the success of what you're doing. So always remember, you got to still have a distribution channel. All right.
Great meeting, everyone. Thanks so much.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. We had a great turnout. Please keep spreading the word, and thank you again for being here. Have a great weekend. Have a great week.
If you put if you put your stuff into the chat room, we will email you the meeting.
Sounds great.
All right, gang.
Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Drive
Thank you.